What if you're given a number and need to figure out how many sig figs it has? This happens all the time in class. Most of the time you're going to just see a number on a piece of paper and then have to figure out how many sig figs it has. For this example, how many sig figs does 342 centimeters have? Well, if you think back to the scenarios, the digit furthest to the right is our guess. So the 3 and the 4 are known, so I'll give them check marks. And the 2 is a guess, so we would say this has 3 sig figs. 1, 2, the guess counts as a sig fig as well. So this would be, all right, 342 has 3 sig figs. If we go back to this slide, take a look at this. 5 centimeters has 1 sig fig because this only has one thing, so that was a guess, right? We were guessing that Clippy was somewhere around this big. The next one, 5.6, has 2 sig figs. So this is known now because we knew it was bigger than 5, but we were then guessing the 6. So this is 2, that has 1 sig fig. 5.62 has 3 sig figs. Again, sig fig equals significant figures. The digits that are important for telling us the accuracy of a measurement. Now that's the definition of significant figures. So if we go back to this example here, it came to slightly over 5.6 and we guessed that too. So the 5 was known, the 6 was known because we counted the little markings. All right, so we got to 6 and then it was slightly over, so we had guessed that it was 2. So this has 3 sig figs. This slide is trickier because it has zeros, and we're going to go over the zero rule shortly. 8 centimeters has 1 sig fig. Again, we were guessing that this Clippy was somewhere around there, so we guessed, okay, that's about 8. So because it was a guess, that only has 1 sig fig. 8.0 has 2 sig figs. Now we say, okay, it is on that line, so we know the 8, and now we're guessing that 0. So this one has 2 sig figs. And now with the last one, we see, okay, there's the 8 line. We can see that it's not 8.1 because then it would have to be on that line. It is 8, it is 0, and then we're going to guess that it's right on that line. And if you zoom in, you can probably guess that maybe it's not exactly on that line. Again, it's a guess. Maybe it's 8.02. That's okay. You're allowed to have those guesses in there. The last digit can be a guess. So this has either way 3 sig figs. Either of these are fine.